I mean, 34, it's so young, Donald. If it was a life and death situation, which one would you choose?
I would probably choose love.
You would?
I think so, yes. Abraham Lincoln would probably not be electable today because of television. He was not a handsome man, and he did not smile at all. Because I do understand it's all basically a game. We're all here to play the game, and we're all hopefully going to play it well, but some people obviously can't play it well, because if everyone played it well, you'd have a pretty unusual situation. But the game is being played now by me and by plenty of other people, and the people that enjoy it are the people that are going to win it. And I really do. I think many people have lost incentives. I think that, with what's happening with even the country as a whole, it's a sad situation, and people sort of become a little depressed, and their own depression and the country's depression leads to that lack of incentive. And becoming wealthy or becoming successful or becoming whatever the word is when you say becoming anything, I think it largely has to do with incentive and drive and enthusiasm.
You're 34 years old. Your assets are considered to be over $1 billion. Where did you get the incentive? I mean, 34, it's so young, Donald.
Well, I don't look at, really in my case, necessarily incentive. I enjoy what I'm doing. I really enjoy what I'm doing. I look at it as being somewhat creative. I enjoy what I do. I like what I do. And it's not that I'm looking for anything. I just enjoy it. When I get up in the morning, I'm excited about the day.
Is work your love?
It really is. I enjoy so much my work, and I think that's probably the key to anybody's success.
Is there anything you can't have?
Well, I believe if you think that you can't have it, you probably won't have it. You have to go into everything with a positive attitude.
But in terms of specifics, I totally agree about positive thinking. But is there anything you can't have materialistically or emotionally? Is there something that your money cannot buy?
Well, it's a very nice question, Ron. I'm not sure that there's an answer to it. I mean, I'm quite happy with everything. I'm quite happy with the way... By the way, money is not the ingredient. Money has nothing to do with the ingredient. It's just whether I was an artist and just pushing my work and enjoying my work. Whatever it is, I think you just have to be happy in what you do. In my case, by the way, my art is my real estate and my buildings, and if the deals work out well, that makes me happy because that's sort of a sign of accomplishment. But that's pretty much the way I feel about it.
Do you think that the acquisition of wealth, though, is an absolute aphrodisiac?
No, not at all. In fact, I think in many cases it really creates problems that you normally wouldn't have.
Like what?
Well, you're expected to be a certain kind of a person, and maybe you're not necessarily cut out to be that kind of a person. You're cast very much as being in the movies. You're cast in a certain role, and maybe your role isn't that role after 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock or whatever it is that you come back home from the office. There are things and pressures placed on you that normally you wouldn't have. And I've often said the happiest people tend to be the people that are making a nice income, that really enjoy their life and their family life, and not the people of tremendous wealth that are constantly driven to achieve more and more success.
But when is enough enough? Obviously, there must have been a time, a point, when you knew that you would be secure for the rest of your life, your family, your relatives, whomever. Why do you go on?
Well, I go on really because I enjoy it. I really enjoy when I think about my business. I think about it literally 24 hours a day, and I really enjoy it. If I didn't, I will stop. There's no question in my mind that I'll stop, because I do understand it's all basically a game. We're all here to play the game, and we're all hopefully going to play it well, but some people obviously can't play it well, because if everyone played it well, you'd have a pretty unusual situation. But the game is being played now by me and by plenty of other people, and the people that enjoy it are the people that are going to win it, in my opinion.
When you win, is there sometimes a time when you also lose? Because in winning, there is also losing. Have you ever lost?
Well, I guess you can say, I would imagine everybody's lost at some point or another. If I had to, at this point in my life, look at any particular business transaction or anything, I could say that I have not lost in that regard.
Are you always so lucky from the time you were a little boy?
I guess the answer, and by the way, a very important word you just mentioned is luck. No matter how bright a person may be, there is always that element of luck. And yet, interesting phenomena to me seems to be that the same people are always lucky. So maybe they create their own luck or they make their own luck. But I would say that I've certainly had my share of luck, yes.
Tell me about the early days of Donald Trump. I
Well,
mean, were you born into wealth? I mean, was your father, I know your father was successful, but when you came along, was he already successful?
Oh yes, my father was very successful, and my father built homes and apartment houses in various sections and did very well.
A big deal, a small deal, no matter what deal you're ever in, even though you may win in the final analysis, sometimes a door gets closed in your face. How do you get those doors open? What makes you go on?
Well, you do get many doors closed. There's no question about that, Rana. That's something that's happened in many cases. And I guess you just have to keep going. I guess you really just have to keep pushing and just get going. And the funny thing is, once you open the first door, it becomes a lot easier to open the second door.
There was an article recently that headlined, "Like Father, Like Son." Are you like your dad?
Well, I hope so. I have a very wonderful father, and I would hope I'd be somewhat like my father.
What's he like?
Strong, dynamic gentleman.
Is he loving, kind,
Absolutely.
giving?
Absolutely. Totally.
Could you go to him anytime you had a problem?
Oh,
Was he that kind of a father?
Absolutely, I could, yes. I mean, you're always going to be criticized no matter what you do, and you have to realize it, and you really have to develop a little bit of a tough skin, and if you don't, you really cannot survive, I suspect, doing anything of any great importance.
Do you like having a tough skin? Do you think you have to have a killer instinct in order to be successful?
I think you have to have some, to a large extent, I think you do have to have at least a winning instinct. I think that the world is made up of people with either killer instincts or without killer instincts, and the people that seem to emerge all the time, it doesn't mean they're the best people, and it doesn't mean they're the happiest people, and in fact in many cases, and in most cases, they're probably not. But the people that seem to emerge are the people that are competitive and driven and with a certain instinct to win.
You use the word competitive and driven. I'd like to know, what drives you?
Enjoyment. Pure and simple enjoyment, Rona.
I want to buy the enjoyment, but somehow I feel that there is something underneath it, that there's something more that makes you want to succeed, want to be who you are.
Well,
what do you think it is?
Maybe I can just, but maybe I could just add the word creativity. I really enjoy creating, and maybe this is my form of creativity. You know, building a 68-story building on Fifth Avenue is my form of creativity, and making it the finest, not only the location, but instead of building an average building, we're going to make it the finest building in the world. And maybe that's my form of enjoyment, which gives me a little bit more drive than somebody else may or may not have, which allows me to do these things. But I feel that enjoyment really has a large part to do with it, creativity, and just incentive, just having the incentive to go out and do something. Marriage is a very important thing for people. I fully believe it. I think that having the home and having the stability, and I've had it all different ways. I mean, I've had it the other way, and I've had it the marriage way, and I think that marriage is a very important. Having a good wife and having a nice family is a very, very important. There is no substitute for it, frankly. There really is no substitute for it.
Are you friends?
Yes, absolutely. With my wife, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Is it important?
I think it's the most important thing. I mean, you have to be best friends. If you're not going to be best friends, then the marriage cannot work. No matter what the other ingredients are, the marriage really can't work.
I mean, this is a strange question to ask, but God forbid you got sick in the middle of the night and your wife and your child weren't around and your housekeeper wasn't around and your parents weren't around. Who would you call if you were in trouble?
Well, maybe I'll call you, Rana. You know, I mean, you're such a nice woman and you look like you know your way around, certainly, so maybe I'll give you a little buzz. Well, I always like to say that I think my deals are the most exciting deals. I don't necessarily want the excitement for myself. And I've always been somewhat guarded about that. I mean, I do think we probably have, and I'm not saying it, it's been recognized that we have the most exciting real estate transactions in the country at this moment. And I would say that I think they're very, by themselves, they are very exciting. And that satisfies me. That's my excitement, is really seeing what happens with them.
You are a mover, you are a doer. If you could make America perfect, how would you do it?
Well, it should really be a country that gets the respect of other countries.
Is respect the most important thing in your opinion?
Well, respect can lead to other things. When you get the respect of the other countries, then the other countries tend to do a little bit as you do, and you can create the right attitudes. The Iranian situation is a case in point. That they hold our hostages is just absolutely and totally ridiculous. If we were respected, properly respected as a country and as a people and as a nation, I don't think that you would have the war going on right now between Iran and Iraq. I don't think that Iran would have our hostages for 10 minutes. If they respected this country, I don't believe they would have our hostages for 10 minutes.
Would you like to be the President of the United States?
I really don't believe I would, Rona, but I would like to see somebody as the President who could do the job, and there are very capable people in this country. Somebody with no great brain but a big smile. And that's a sad commentary for the political process.
Television, in a strange way, has ruined that process, hasn't it?
It's hurt the process very much. I mean, the Abraham Lincolns of the world. Abraham Lincoln would probably not be electable today because of television. He was not a handsome man, and he did not smile at all. He would not be considered to be a prime candidate for the presidency, and that's a shame, isn't it? The one man could turn this country around. The one proper president could turn this country around. I firmly believe that.
You think there is one man?
There is one man that can turn this country around.
If you lost your fortune today, what would you do tomorrow?
Maybe I'd run for president. I don't know.
You mean you think you have to be bankrupt with not a dime in your pocket in order to be a good president?
No, I'm only kidding. You know, when I say that, of course, I'm being somewhat facetious.
Do you think wealth corrupts?
No, I think it can, but I don't think it does in all cases. It certainly can corrupt.
Freud said that there were two things in life, love and work. If you had to choose one, which would you choose? I don't think I could choose one. I think I'd choose both, and I think they can both work hand in hand. In fact, I think your love can be increased, and I think your work can be increased by the other. I believe they can each increase the value of the other. But if you had to choose one, if it was a life and death situation, which one would you choose? I would probably choose love. You would? I think so, yes. Despite the fact that you spent all your time working, achieving, creating? Well, you know, when I say love, I'm also saying it in the positive sense that I also consider my work to be love. So I assume that I can get away with that little answer, and we can maybe leave it at that. How would you like to be remembered? Well, as somebody that's contributed something to the United States and to the city of New York and to the various other places that I'm going, and somebody that's done a little bit better than other people at what he does. I thank you. Thank you, Rhonda, very much. Thank you.